Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to our live coverage of the Team USA Trials here on Bowl TV. Women's round 2. About to get started with game 1. We've got Leanne Holsenberg on the featured pair. Run through everybody who's on the featured pairs in just a second, but I want to remind you the format. It is just 6 games, and everybody getting started here with round 2 at the same time. The women all bowl on one squad, as do the men. Leanne Holsenberg there on the left, Lynn Olmstrand, and Taylor Bluthus on our featured pair 53 and 54. If I mispronounced any of those names, my apologies. And there's our defending champion, Danielle McEwen, on the left lane. Also have Jordine Koizumi, Brianna Amden, and Mary Wells on this pair. Just getting settled in here for our 6 games of round 2. Lane condition is the same as it was for the guys earlier today. Beijing, 35 feet. Women's cross is the same as the guys. They skip 3 pairs, bowl on the 4th. So if you're following the live scoring, which you can find the link to the live scoring right under the video. And you can follow along with where your favorite player is moving to. And Holsenberg, she's on the far right side of your screen, just out of the picture when she stands on the approach, because playing pretty far right. That one almost got back to the pocket, but leaves a split at 2-8-10. So the format, it's the same for the women as it is for the guys. They bowl 6 games each day over 5 days. And they will be earning points based on their finishing position in each round. And the player with the lowest point total will be the top seed for the finals. Second, third place will also advance to the step ladder. Mary Wells, good shot there for Wells in the second. She starts with a double. Coming into today, Christina Fromm was the leader with 1 point because she had the first place finish yesterday in the first round. So Christina, the player to beat here on this squad, although there's a lot of folks who will be looking to take that top spot at the end of the day. On the men's side, John Janowitz and Mikey Preston both have 17 ranking points. And that tie is broken by total pinfall. So technically John Janowitz is the leader on the men's side with 17 points. Both players with 17 points. Janowitz at 27.86 on the pinfall. Mikey Preston at 27.32. So 54 pins separate them. John Serbinsky and Marshall Kent both have 18 points, but Serbinsky has the higher pinfall, so he is technically third. So you can tell just by looking at the points that have been amassed after 2 rounds that pretty easy for those points to add up to big numbers in this format. We've got 2 guys at 17, 2 at 18, 1 at 19, 1 at 20, then it goes 30, 38, 38, 46, 49, 50. So it adds up pretty quick as you move on down the line. Again, Beijing, 35 feet. That's the pattern that we are on today. Danielle McEwen with a strike. She started spare 3-bagger this game. So she's off to a good start here in round 2. Derek wants to know if there's a way of getting a schedule of who will be on the featured pairs. There's not. Just have to wait and see who we're going to have on the featured pairs. It's like a surprise, birthday present or something. Nice little Christmas present. Oh, wow. Brutal 9-pin there for Leanne Holsenberg. Koizumi leaves the 7-pin. Live scoring available for you here today at Sunset Station. Below the video, there should be a link to the live scoring for you. Just click that and it'll take you to it. You can also find the link on bowl.com/Team USA Trials. And click on 2013 results. We've got live scoring. You can see any pair in the bowling center. McEwen trying to keep the string of strikes going. And she pulled that one through the face, leaves the 6-7 split. If you'd like to get email updates after each game, you can do that on our website as well. You can sign up for email updates, and you'll get a message in your inbox with the PDF of the standings after each game. Just go to bowl.com/Team USA Trials. Click on the 2013 results. You'll see the button right there for email updates. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to switch the camera on Brianna. She is the front 6 right now. Holsenberg's up on the far right side of your screen here. Yeah, that's a double for Leanne. If you are following along on the live scoring, we're in lanes 51 through 54 for our featured pairs. Hope that if you're not here with us this week, you will join us next year for the Team USA trials. A lot of great talent out here at this year's event, trying to get spots on Team USA and the spots that are available for Junior Team USA as well. Of course, we'll have more information in the coming months on the 2014 Team USA trials. Just feels weird saying 2014, doesn't it? Just turned 2013, but next year the trials typically in January, first week of January, so to wait and see if it will be this same time of year next year. Seventh frame underway on both of our featured pairs. Moving right along here in game one. Pace of play is a little faster on the women's side. They have less bowlers on a pair than the guys do. The guys have 5 on a pair. Generally, the women have 3 on a pair. I think the only pair that has 4 just happens to be the one that's right in front of us on our live stream. 51 and 52. Front 7. Brianna Hamadan, the front 7 now on the featured pair. So some early excitement brewing here potentially in this first game right on our featured pair. The women are back first thing tomorrow morning for their 3rd round of competition. And we're back on the air at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time, with round 3 tomorrow. The men will bowl the afternoon squad tomorrow. Not a bad schedule for the players, you know, almost 20 hours between squads. for you know, a couple of the days. Of course, the women finished about 5 o'clock today and back out here at 8 a.m. But the men, they finished at about 12 o'clock. They don't have to come back until about 12 o'clock tomorrow. So it's a nice little break for them. Danielle McEwen, 8th frame. That is a double for Danielle. And off to the left here, Brianna with the front 7. See if she can make it 8. Oh, yeah. 10 pin goes down. Front 8. See if she can keep it going here. Flynn Bowler wants to know if any of the women are throwing urethane. I can't tell you for sure, but I don't really see any. The men are more likely to use urethane than the women. Just my general experience. Mary Wells leaves the 10 pin. Leanne Holzenberg is starting to get something going here. She's got 4 in a row. This is the 9th frame. We'll see if Brianna can get the next one here in just a second. Let's watch Leanne shoot the split. Looked like he might have a chance there for a second, but she does have the open. So Amadon now up, working on the front 8. Comes up a little bit light, leaves the 3-9, so the run comes to an end. Mary Wells with a strike there in the 9th. So we're wrapping up this first game. Elmstrand with 157. Taylor Bluthis can shoot 221 if she gets a couple more strikes in the 10th. Leanne Holsenberg, a double on the 10th, can strike on the fill for 206. Taylor leaves the 610, so she's going to be at 209 with a spare. David wants to know about the lane cross. Left lane moves to the left, the right lane moves to the right. They skip 3 pairs, bowl on the 4th. Danielle McEwen, 10th frame. She got a strike on her first shot in the 10th. She can get to 246 this game. She doesn't like it, though. And leaves the 610. Amadon trying to close out this game. She's going to shoot 256 if she makes the spare. Danielle McEwen, she shoots 234. Good start to the block for her. Amadon 256 is her final. Jordine Koizumi can strike out for 170. Mary Wells can strike out for 211. Now Koizumi's max 160. Nice shot by Wells. And open for Koizumi to close it out, so she shoots 148. Mary Wells' final shot here. She gets 3 of the 5 for 194. Game 2 already has gotten underway here. Got Adele Wayner on the left lane. Melissa Wunsch on the right lane there, just got a strike. And Sarah DiSciosia. I'm sure I said that wrong. So Melissa, Adele, and Sarah on our featured pair for this game. 53 and 54. Mary asking what the asterisk means besides some of the bowlers' names. That means they are a youth bowler eligible to be on Junior Team USA. Katie Maher up on the other featured pair. Sydney Brummett and Kirsten Johnson. Also on that pair, and looks like they've caused a problem there. They did not follow the arrows, so they're going to have to figure that out. Nice shot for Melissa there for the double to start off game 2. They're still working out that problem on 51 and 52 where they bowled on the wrong lanes. I think Missy Parkin may be coming up on the featured pair next game. See her off to my left. She's moving to the right, so looks like we'll see her next game. Looks like they got the problem sorted out, and those strikes that they each got wiped out, and now they get to start again. Doesn't have a big impact on Johnson's score. As Kristen Johnson gets the strike. And Katie's going to leave a 2-4-5 here, so she'll be shooting the spare here in a moment. Watching our live coverage of the Team USA trials here on Bowl TV, live from Sunset Station Strike Zone Bowling Center. Lucas Wiseman here with you as we are in game 2 in our women's second round. 5th frame underway on 53 and 54. Feel free to follow along on the live scoring. That link is right below the video you're watching. You can also, if you click that results link, it'll take you to a page where you'll find lots of great information, including a link to the email sign up. You can sign up for email alerts, and anytime we post updated standings, you'll get an email with the PDF of those standings. We got a lot of people who have signed up for that already, and it's a really a great feature. You'll get the standings coming into your inbox as soon as I get them on my inbox when I do that, because I get them at the same time. Sydney Brummett with a strike. Open strike for Sydney to start today. Or I should say this game. She shot 200 first game. Katie up on the right lane. Katie spare strike, spare so far. And leaves the 5-7 a little light. Nice shot there by Melissa in the 6th. 103 in the 5th for her. And that strike in the 6th. Back-to-back missed single pins for Kristen. She's not going to be happy about that. Sydney looking for a double here, 4th frame. Big split there. 4-6-7. RJD asking if Della's going to stop by again. He might. I don't know. He knows he has an open invitation to come by anytime he has some free time. So maybe he might stop over a little bit later on. It's possible. Never know with Dell. Really depends on how his bowlers are doing. If he feels he needs to hang out with them, then we may not see him. Melissa with a strike for a double. Eighth frame about to get started here on 53 and 54. They're rolling pretty quick. Odell with the 10-pin leave here in the eighth. Let's go over to Sydney. Oh, man, another split for Sydney. Leaves the big 4 on that one. Here is Melissa in the eighth, working on a double. Throwing it pretty good this game. Gets another one. Shot 188 the first game. So she's off to a pretty solid start today. Kristen made that super washout, but she didn't even see it. She turned around, didn't even look at it, and it looks like she's fit to be tied right now. She's not happy about the way this game is going. Sydney in the sixth frame, a little bit better shot there after back-to-back splits. I was just talking to John Janowitz. He was stopping by, and he is going to come over and chat with us in a few minutes after he goes and talks to some folks. He's the leader after the first day on the men's side. I'm sorry, after the second round. Kristen with a strike in the seventh. 10th frame in progress here on 53 and 54. Sydney looking to get a double here. That's a good shot. Melissa looks like she's going to be at 240 if she can make one of those pins on the 710. So she's got a great game here. And Adele, well, she shoots 152. So Melissa once shoots 240. It's a great game. Kristen trying to get a double, leaves a 10 pin. She looks a little frustrated. Sarah DiScosia up now, working on 3 in a row, entering the 10th frame. She can get to 209. It's 4 in a row for Sarah. Over to Sydney, looking for her 3rd consecutive strike. Katie breaks up the 710 there for a strike in the 9th. Final shot here for Sarah. She shoots 206. Sydney makes the spare. I'm not so sure she thought she was going to make that one. Strike in the 9th for Kristen. Ninth frame for Sydney Brummett here. Wrapping up game 2. Strike for her. Katie leaves the 7 pin. So her max score is 181. Kristen can strike out this game for 169. There's 3 in a row for her, so she's trying to save it down the stretch here. Kristen Johnson going to shoot 169 with a strike on her last ball. Katie can shoot 181 if she strikes on her final ball. Low-scoring pair here. Sydney Brummett can be high on the pair with 190 if she strikes out. Strike first ball in the 10th for Sydney. And a Greek church for Sydney. Feast or famine this game for Sydney Brummett. Either strike or 7 count or less. Every shot she didn't strike on was 7 or less. She had two 7 counts, 2 6 counts, and a 5 count. Brings to a close this game, 172 for Sydney, and ready to get started with game 3 here pretty quick. Someone asking in the chat what the live scoring is on 1 and 2. That's just left over from open play. 1 and 2 is not in play this week. It's breakdown pair, so haven't been using that pair. Got Missy Parkin on the featured pair of this game, along with Jackie Carbonetto and Caitlin Simpson. The other pair is, let's see if I can take a look at who's on that other pair. Need to wait for the names to flip here. Great shot from Missy to start off this game. As game 3 is now officially underway. Jackie Carbonetto. She starts off this game with a split. She's plus 46 today, so Jackie's having a good block early on here. Caitlin Simpson. Minus 77 on the day. Missy Parkins minus 10 today. Other pair is started. Paige Crashour on the left lane. Amanda Falk also on this pair, and Kelsey Anderson is also on this pair. Taylor asking what the smaller number above their current pin total is. That would be their previous game. And the plus or minus number that's directly to the right of their name, that is their score for the day based on 200. So Missy Parkin is minus 10. That means she's shot 390 today. So an average of 195 for her. Amanda Falk's first shot here in this game is a strike. Missy Parkin got a double while we were away from this pair. Jackie Carbonetto trying to make up for that open in the first, and she does with a strike. Looks like Natalie Jimenez leads the squad after game one with 266. Kim Dowis in second, 265. Brianna Amadon, 256, was third. Elise Bolton and Megan Buja with 243. Tied for fourth on the squad. Page up on the left lane. 3-6-10 leave. Here's Missy Parkin, working on 3 in a row, 4th frame. Minus 10 today, so she's looking to make a move this game. Looks like we might be in for a treat this game. Front 4 for Missy. Simpson. Strike for her in the 4th after 3 consecutive spares to start the game. Missy Parkin's up, far right side of your screen. She'll come into the picture here. Trying to make it 5 for 5. Got it. How about that? Missy Parkin, she's liking the cameras. Here's Caitlin. Another one for Missy. That is 6 for 6 for her. Kind of cruising along here in game number 3. Pace of play exactly where it's supposed to be, about 30 minutes a game. Missy Parkin has the front 6 on our featured pairs. That's definitely something to keep an eye on. Amanda Falk has been struggling a bit this game. 3 opens in a row before that shot, now looking at 3-9, so she'll need to try to get something going here. Missy just kind of cruising along here, front 7. No big deal for Missy. She's used to putting up big scores, it seems like. Nice shot there by Jackie. It's a double for her. Paige misses the 10 pin in the 6th frame. And Missy's run is over with that 4 pin. But still a good run, front 7. Just lucky to break up the split on that one. Had that 10 pin fall a little late. Urbanetto looking for a 3 in a row. Good shot. Back to back to back for her, and she's got a pretty good game brewing here. Missy goes through the face, leaves the big 4. Anderson with the 4-9 split. Got a breakdown on 54, so they're going to work on getting that fixed here. And Falk leaves the 7-pin here in the 8th frame. I got it fixed over here on 54, so Missy can shoot her split now. So it's just what she wanted after losing the split, was to stand there and look at it for a couple of minutes. Missy trying to rebound after that split. She's got 223 in the 9th, and now gets a strike for a shot in the 10th. So she's looking at being in the 250s potentially here. Missy breaks it up that time. Gets the double. I just got the standings in after 2 games. Danielle McEwen leading this squad at 5:02. Kayla Bandy second, 484. Natalie Jimenez in third at 477. Ashley Dunn fourth at 466. And Brianna Amadon in fifth at 454. Missy Parkin finished with 252, Caitlin Simpson 169. As game 3 is coming to a close, and John Janowitz, also known as El Diablo, is here. The man who tempts me with cookies. And the man who's also leading the men's division with 17 points.
Yeah.
Tied with Mikey Preston. Yeah, with 17 points, but you win the tiebreaker by virtue of high total pinfall.
Okay.
So welcome and good bowling.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
Nice job today.
Yeah, I almost looked like I knew what I was doing there for a little while. So.
You always look like you know what you're doing out there. You are a top player, and I would have assumed, I would have been disappointed if you had not bowled well in the first few games this morning on the fresh on this pattern, given. How many times I've watched you bowl and bowl well on something like this.
Yeah. You always feel confident. Obviously, this is kind of, the short's a little bit more my trick more than anything else. So, I felt pretty good. Got some good ball reaction. I mean, I had a feeling scores wouldn't be, actually, they were a little higher than I thought they were going to be. I was kind of expecting to be a little bit lower because there's definitely a little more oil to the outside compared to some of the previous year's short patterns that they've used here in the past. So, yes, I mean, scoring overall I think was definitely a little more honest. Like I said, we're in the past. I mean, having average 230 was pretty much just par. Kind of keeping you around. So this year was definitely a little bit more difficult. Transition from pair to pair was a little harder. So, but overall it was definitely a good day.
A little bit disappointed that you didn't hang on to the top spot. Kind of just fell short that last game, shooting 2-0, and just did miss out on a little bit of extra money there, I think, for the top spot, right?
Yeah, but I did lose to my good friend Steve Smith. So
that's right.
That's okay. Losing to him, there's no shame in that. I mean, he bowled great all day, but it's just you got one of those situations. You got to the end pair, and they were definitely hooking more, which I kind of knew they would be, and just kind of struggling a little bit, as far as not really sure. You couldn't really get too aggressive because with the urethane ball, if you try to get too aggressive going left to right, the ball goes pretty straight. So, I kind of got to this point where after 5 frames, you get one double, and do you want to take the chance of going to the resin ball and maybe trying to go for 240 or 250, or do you just kind of stay where you're at, kind of try to grind it out, or because 250 was definitely out there, especially those last few games. But at the same time, if you make a couple bad ball choices and whatnot, then you can definitely easily shoot 170. So didn't want to do that. So I just thought maybe I could kind of trick it, with some skills, a little bit of loft, and I did okay. But just just shot 2-0, just one of those things. But if we had one more game, I definitely would have bailed out on the urethane ball and went with the resin after that.
So what are your thoughts after 2 days in the books, and you've got 17 points. You're right at the top of the leaderboard. What are your thoughts heading into tomorrow and about the position that you're in at this stage of the tournament?
I mean, you're always it's always good to be in this position. Try to keep the points minimal, and it's definitely don't like being trying to come from behind because it definitely can be a little hard since there's only so many points you can max out at,
Right. So
that's one of the tough things about this is like I said, if you're behind, it's it can be kind of tough to catch up. So from that aspect, I'm pretty happy. Like I said, we're going to Paris pattern tomorrow, which traditionally I've had decent success at. Not great, but I've managed to hold my own. So hopefully that'll carry over into tomorrow. But yeah, definitely this is a great position to be in after 2 days, there's no doubt. So, but just trying to grind along and do the best you can, try to stay at top of transition and stay in the present more than anything else.
Are the points at the top of the standings more? Do people have more points than you thought they would be, or less points than you thought they would have at this stage of the tournament?
I probably thought this is about right.
About right.
I thought it would probably be there would probably be somebody in the teens. That I actually thought that would be about right. 'Cause, I mean, you got 171 guys here bowling the event. So I mean, somebody's definitely going to be hot. Somebody's going to be sharp, and especially with these first couple days, with the scores being a little bit on the higher, to medium side. Somebody's going to get their swing loose after the first day, and it'll probably carry over to the next. So from that aspect, no, that's probably about right. But I just kind of figure with this particular format, if you can stay in the teens most every day, you're definitely not hurting yourself at all. So and single digits obviously is great, but like I said, if you can stay in the teens most every day, you're usually not going to lose. You're not going to lose too much ground, in my opinion, especially with 170 guys.
So that's kind of the goal, I guess, tomorrow then, is to try to finish in the top 10, 15, somewhere in there, and just kind of go from there, huh?
Yeah, like I said, obviously it's just like anything else. You take what the lane gives you, but I expect scores to definitely be a little higher tomorrow compared to today. Maybe not. I'm not sure how much higher, but traditionally this pattern has usually been there's usually somebody that seems to always go 250 to 300 over. It seems like every year that they've run this. So you can kind of getting a little bit more of the strike mentality, and especially also with 6 games this year compared to not 7 and 9. The transition's not going to be quite as as much. It's not going to be quite as many transitions, I don't think. So from that aspect, I think that'll also keep the scores a little bit on the higher side too.
Just to recap who's on our featured pairs, because they did have a switch while we were talking there. We got Brittany Hamilton. You see her right there in the pink shirt. And sometimes these scoreboards are hard to read with those yellow and green on them. So I end up using the live scoring just like everybody else does. Valerie Riggin and Aaron Brown on 51 and 52. And 53 and 54 is Megan Kelly, Melanie Crawford, and Brianna Caldwell. So some good bowlers on our featured pairs for this game.
Yep,
John Janowitz is our guest.
Yeah, got a few former Team USA members on the feature pairs. So
yeah, Brittany and Brianna, both former Team USA members.
Yep.
So tomorrow, Paris, expect the scores to maybe be a little bit higher.
Yeah.
And what do you think about the other two patterns on day 4 and day 5?
I think Atlanta was traditionally definitely one of the lower scoring ones, especially compared to the WTBA, the medium bank. That's probably in my opinion, that's probably the lowest scoring of the.
And that's round 4, right?
Yeah, that'll be round 4. So I think that'll be, that'll definitely keep things a little bit more honest as well. Like I said, kind of offset probably some of the strike fest that we'll have tomorrow. And like I said, last day London, that's usually tends to be a little bit on the higher side too. So like I said, kind of got a little bit of a little up and down, up and down, up and down. So but yeah, like I said, I think Atlanta will be the one that probably be the hardest of all of them. I my personal opinion, of all the 5.
What is the John Janowitz, Team USA member, is joining us. What is the one thing that's most important about this format? What's the one key to success in this points system format, you think?
For me, I guess I could maybe look at this a little differently compared to some people, but I just try to not wrap myself into the whole points thing at all, really. You just try to go out and you knock as many pins as you can. You try to stay in the present more than anything else, because, I mean, you could really get distracted, trying to figure out, the points, where am I at? I got to stay ahead of this guy, and, how many people are in between. And, I don't know, it's just, to me, I have a hard enough time trying to figure out what's going on past the foul line. So, I mean, I don't think I quite have the mental aptitude to figure all that out too, and stay on top of transitions. So, but to me, I think you can't panic more than anything else, because I mean you've got 5 days, 6 games a day. I mean you're going to get some bad pairs. You're going to cross with some people who didn't play the lane right. I mean, it's just that's just the nature of this tournament. And whether like I said, it's 6 games. Like in the past when it was 9. I mean, you saw a lot more transitions. Even the 7 from last year. I mean, it's you're going to have some bad games here and there. It's going to happen. You're going to get some bad breaks, and you just have to accept it. So, I just think you just have to just try to mentally stay as even keel as possible, and try not to let the highs get too high and the lows get too low, and that way you can continue to kind of go through, use the logic to kind of figure out what's going on more than anything else. To me, that's always been the most important thing, is just to kind of emotion management more than anything else.
Yeah, just try to try to stay even keel, and make your spares most importantly, and try to keep the ball in play. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Try to keep yourself in the mix, because in this format, one bad day, you could be in some trouble. And so it really rewards somebody who's really consistent over the 5 patterns. Yeah. And you've proven in the past that you're right there among the most consistent.
Yeah, like I said, it's by far. I mean, that's when you get 5 patterns like this. I mean, you will, usually someone's going to have a day that's maybe, it may not be horrible, but might be a little bit subpar, or par if anything else. So, because I was a little concerned last year, when we went to this points format, and I think I was like 33rd or something like that after the first day, and I was kind of like, oh man, is that bad? Because that was the first year we'd done the point system, so I wasn't really sure. I'm like, no, that's not very good. And then I think I went like 5, and then 5 the next 2 days, and the next thing I know, like I was like in 3rd. So it was like, oh well, this really ain't so bad after all. So it's you really can, if you got a day in the in the sub 20s or whatnot. I mean, it's definitely not the end of the world, because like I said, it just from the past experience of this tournament last year, that it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But the points system makes it kind of interesting in the fact that you just kind of never know how many people are going to kind of be in between you and some of the people that are behind you. So on any given day, so that part makes it a little more challenging. And like I said, that's also one of the other reasons why I don't even want to think about it. I'm just going to just go out and bowl. Yeah,
it's hard to keep track of. And, but last year was the first year we did this, the point system, and I don't know about you, but I think a lot of people thought that the number of points that it would take to finish in the top 3 for the automatic spot would be kind of low. I think, it's going to take like 20 points, or it's going to take like 12 points or something, and it ended up being a lot. It ended up being like 60 points, I think, for 3rd place. So
that's about right, because I think I was like 86 or something at 6 last year. So I mean, it's 50s or 60s is going to be pretty good, and I think this year, I mean, I think if it. I'll take 50 right now, and I'll sit out for the next 3 days, and I'll take my chances on that one. So, but like I said, it seems to work out pretty well.
Here with John Janowitz joining us. He's the leader in the men's division after 2 rounds. John, also known as a connoisseur of cookies, cupcakes, all things sweet. Scott Norton was down here, and he saw the picture of you tempting me with the cookie. And he said, how does he stay so skinny? I said, I think he works out like 15 hours a day, but I'm not sure.
I work hard in the off season. So, I'll hit the gym tomorrow morning, actually. So I didn't today. I was a little tired this morning. So
we had to bowl first thing in the morning. So
I had to bowl early.
Got a little bit of a break now.
Yeah, I hit the snooze button a couple times with the 5 a.m. alarm. I said, heck with it. I'll just pass today. But I'll hit it tomorrow though. We bowl late, so it'll be a lot easier.
Vegas seems like a great place to find lots of high quality sweets and things that are bad for you, right? It's one of the top places in the country, you think, for sweets?
I have to say, it's definitely right up there. Yeah. I mean, especially for not being the biggest city as far as population goes. I mean, the quality here is definitely pretty. I mean, it's right up there with L.A., New York, and a lot of the other places. So
look at Brianna sending a messenger across for that strike. That was pretty awesome. She's got a huge smile on her face. Yeah. She's like, I can't believe that. And we got it on camera too, so she can go back and watch that later.
Sweet.
I have a feeling she might be, because it's a pretty good one. It's probably better than any messenger you threw today.
I had one today. So
I
was
throwing urethane, throwing messengers. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was impressed myself too. So the old Nitro was doing his job today, so I can't really complain.
How old is that ball?
Actually, the funny part was I actually bought it in July this year. I found it at a distributorship over in Italy. They had it brand new. But, that ball I think was circa 19...
New to you, but...
Yeah, it's new to me. But, I've probably been sitting in the warehouse for a good 20 years. So, she rolled good today. Can't complain.
Certainly worked out. You think you're going to have to break out the urethane again at any point for the tournament?
I'm going to probably say that ball's going to probably be retired for the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Maybe Atlanta. I mean, I could maybe throw it on Atlanta perhaps just because of the distance, and it tends to be that's one of the little bit more tougher patterns, but that's probably not going to make it out. I could probably ship that one back and probably won't miss a beat. So.
Obviously, I think you probably knew that coming into this pattern today, you were going to throw the urethane and you were going to throw it up the boards, and were you pretty confident that you were going to shoot some pretty good scores if you could carry?
Yeah. I kind of knew that was going to be the best plan more than anything else. I mean, I actually had a pretty good reaction with one or two of my other resin balls, but just felt that with the urethane, I'd have more control off the back part of the pattern, and also going from pair to pair wouldn't be near as bad, because whenever you got more oil on the outside of the lane, and it's not near as defined like today was, people are going to tend to play a little bit more everywhere, and when they're playing everywhere, then the pair-to-pair really gets to be a lot more difficult, and the urethane would definitely help negate some of the differences where, from pair to pair, I think I probably never moved more than 2. I mean, as far as, for the first 5 games, going from one lane to the next, that was the most I've moved. I had to move.
Throwing urethane, you don't really have to move a whole lot usually. Because you're kind of taking the lane out of play, really.
Yeah.
You just kind of, I would imagine that you were probably not playing left to right at all with that ball.
No.
Probably playing pretty straight up, or even maybe right to left a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
If anything, the mistakes were definitely trying to be more up the lane than anything else. And just trying to keep it pretty direct around like 6, 7, 8, and just try to keep it on line and not leak it out too much. Like, because it's especially if you got it down the lane, past like 5 or so. They had no chance.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a pretty enviable talent to be able to strike that much with a urethane ball. I think that that's not something that everybody can do. It's hard for a lot of people to carry. They end up maybe trying to get the ball to go too far down the lane or left or right a little bit, and it's a tough thing to do, even though it may not look like it, because it's so simple. It's just kind of basic, But
well, thanks, but I think that's also an advantage of being older too.
Yeah,
Having thrown those balls for a while, you kind of know what to look for. So you kind of don't really forget it. So it just takes a little bit of you have to kind of stay in the present in the fact that you just got to remember, when you go 3, 6, 10, you can't just move 4 left and automatically hit the pocket. So you just have to realize what you're throwing, and definitely make smaller moves, and ball speed's a lot more critical too, because it definitely takes a lot more time for the face to close compared to today's equipment. So it's just little things like that.
I think just kind of looking at the standings earlier, I think that a lot of the people who have been a part of the Team USA or Junior Team USA program in the past bowled really well today on this short pattern, because that's really been an emphasis for the coaching staff, is bowling on these short patterns, because we see them a lot in international competition. So you see guys like Marshall and EJ Tack and AJ Johnson and people who have been a part of the program. They know they've learned these skills that whereas a lot of the other players in the field, they may not have had that opportunity yet. They may get there, but I think it's an important thing to note.
Absolutely.
The training that has helped them out.
And like I said, you definitely have to be able to bowl on short patterns, because you see it in international competition, and to really have any chance for all events medals, masters medals, or whatnot. You have to be able to bowl on both patterns, whether it's short long, short medium, medium long, whatever it may be. You have to be able to handle bowling on basically from edge board to edge board, be able to bowl all different spots from there and all different angles going from the front part of the lane. So it's definitely a part of the 4 food groups, I guess you could say, as far as learning how to bowl and understanding ball motion. Yeah,
it's one of the benefits of being on the team, is making Team USA, Junior Team USA. It's started to acquire. It's kind of like having a tool kit. You got the tool chest in your garage, and it's about half full when you get to this point. And when you get in the team on Team USA or Junior Team USA, the coaches start throwing some extra tools in there before you know it. You got a whole kit.
Yeah, absolutely. You're definitely not going to you're not going to solve too many problems with a 9/16 wrench and a flathead screwdriver. You definitely need a lot of, you definitely need as many tools as possible to be able to, especially with like I said, with tournaments like this, with 6 games a day with 5 different patterns. I mean, you have to be able to, have different skills because there's a point where your bowling balls are only going to take you so far. So you definitely have to be able to change ball roll, ball speed, loft, and grip pressure, all those different things to be able to mix and match to really help achieve proper ball motion.
Jackie is asking in the chat about the women's stats. There is a new link for the stats, and you'll need to press refresh. Go to bowl.com/Team USA Trials, and then go to the results page. When you get there, press refresh, and if you see a box that says live stats, that's what you want to click on. They ended up having to separate the stats out to do it day by day. The coaching staff wanted those stats separated out by round instead of overall, so had to make an adjustment to that. So they are updated after 3 games if you find them that way. And Danielle McEwen leading with 7:30 for the first 3. Yeah. Saw her the first game, and she looked like she was in pretty good shape. Yeah, and Kayla Bandy in second. Natalie Jimenez third.
So, yep.
See, we got Danielle is leading by about 15 pins a game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's pretty solid.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's a heck of a bowler, that's for sure.
I think those results should be on bowl.com in the next couple of minutes here. Mm-hmm. I'll be on the lookout for that. I think Danielle will probably be in pretty good shape in the points race too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it ended that way, right now she'd be in the lead because she was 13th yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Elise Bolton right behind her, but looks like some of the people who bowled great yesterday are not bowling as great today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Christina Fromm was first yesterday, 41st after 3 games today.
Yeah.
And who was in second place? Second place was, where's she at? Brenda Padilla, and she's 59th today.
Oh,
so
boy. Yep.
That's that can definitely mix up the standings in a hurry. If the people at the top of the leaderboard drop down, all of a sudden you got a lot of points out there on the board, and it's really unpredictable how many points it'll take to finish in the top 3.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, it's hard to even guess like what the number is going to be, the point number to get in the top 3 is, because there's just so many variables,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
One spare can lose you 5 points.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things that can be a little rough about this format is, if you get a bunch of people that are bunched up really close together, like within 10 pins, you miss that one spare or something like that, and that's like 5, 6, 7 points, and that can be, in the end when it's all calculated, that points can be, can definitely be, can get pretty expensive.
Yeah, and when you think about it, though, and you've bowled a lot of international events, a lot of times it's a 6-game format, and that's it, and that's all you get, one crack at it. 6 games for the singles, the doubles, the trios, the team event, and so there really is a premium on not only shot making but not giving away pins.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
important.
Yep.
I would imagine you didn't miss very many spares the last 2 days.
I missed a 3, 6, 9, 10 yesterday.
We'll give you that one. Yeah. That's a hard one.
And let's see, today. Trying to think.
Well, we can look at your stats.
Yeah, as I say, I don't think actually I missed any spares today. Just they're all
I think the men's stats are.
I don't count the big 4 and whatnot. But no, I think that might be it.
Let's see here.
Man, you got all the high-tech technology.
I got all
here.
kinds
I like
of stuff
that.
going on over here, but I think it combined your first 12 games. Yeah, you have easy spares. You've shot 35 and missed 1.
Yeah.
So that would be 3, 6, 9, 10.
That was a 3, 6, 9, 10 yesterday.
For a 97.14% spare percentage on easy spares.
Yep.
Now you do have, you missed 7 splits. So, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
But you're 79% on other spares. I don't know what that means. But,
I'm going to work on my 7-9 conversions when I get home, but that'll be some good training. So we'll see though.
Those stats are sometimes, it's almost like too much information. It's like information overload. It's like,
Exactly. Exactly. That's good. That's good to know, though. So that's definitely some good stuff to know. I was curious, like, if there would be any more spares that I missed. But yeah, I can only think of the one. And that was one of those where he shot straight at the 3.69.10, and I chopped it and took the 3.9.10 out. Left the 6, which that's one of those things I never really understood. Like, how come you can always get the 3.9.10 out of the 3.69.10 that way, but whenever you're trying to shoot the 3.9.10 just by itself, you can never make it. You never chop it and have the 3 go into the 10 like that. I never understood that about this game.
Yeah, it's weird.
Goofy, I just never understood that.
Mess with your head.
Oh, terrible.
And by the way, folks, the live scoring and the live stats are kind of in beta mode. We're testing here this week. It's only day 2, so they're working out the kinks, and apologize if some of the links change and stuff like that, but we actually are kind of gearing up for the World Championships, which is going to be here in August, and so this is kind of our testing ground for some of our new technologies, I guess, which is nice to have. I mean, cool. I don't know if you've noticed, but we got the live scoring where you can see any pair in the house, and you're used to seeing that at some of the international competitions, but not too prevalent here in the States.
No, I first saw that in Europe, in Sweden. Actually, was the first place I saw that, and I thought that was really, really cool. That where you can just go from pair to pair and see what they're scoring, what they're leaving, and all that stuff. I thought that was really, I'm like, wow, technology is kind of scaring me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's a little more advanced in Europe, and I think that's because in Europe it's a lot more tournament type play than it is here, where it's more league play. Mm-hmm. Over there, their leagues are more like tournaments.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
They kind of travel around and have their teams, and it's a little different than here. They have leagues, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah, it's definitely a little more of an intense atmosphere for their leagues compared to ours.
Yeah, it's a much more competitive kind of thing.
No doubt.
Than just going out and hanging out with your buddies and having a beer and throwing a couple of games. It's not quite the same over in Europe.
No, not at all.
Megan Kelly, that was her final shot of this game, 203. Melanie Crawford, 113. Brianna Caldwell, she's having a good game. She can get to 269 here.
Yeah,
she
49 over. That's a good score so far. So far after 3. So
that'll put her right in the mix near the top of the standings, right near Danielle and Kayla. I like the women's squad a little better because the pace of play is a little faster.
Yeah.
They've only got 3 on a pair, and each game takes about a half an hour.
Yeah.
The guys have been doing well, though, keeping up with the pace, though.
That's not too bad this year compared to some of the other years. Yeah, I mean, we definitely seem to need a little more time to throw a bucket. So, 2 extra re-racks, and the girls, they just kind of go up and bowl.
One year where we had we bowled 9 games with like 6 on a pair, and it took like 8 hours or 9 hours to bowl.
That was brutal.
It was a brutal just live streaming. I can only imagine what it was bowling it, because when you bowl for 9 straight hours, I mean, that's almost inhumane, right?
I mean, I bowled that year, and that was 2 years ago, and there was 6s and 7s on a pair with 9 games.
Crazy.
And I remember, we started at 9 a.m. every day, and we got done throwing the last ball on average around 5:30 to 6 o'clock every single day. And I'm like, wow, this is, no lunch break, So I started, taking peanut butter sandwiches, packing them, in the morning, and all kinds of food, and like I literally had a whole backpack full of food with me, just because I knew I was going to run out of gas. But yeah, it was an interesting year, no doubt.
And it's nice that we've gone to the 2 squads, and actually next year might have to go to 3 squads, because you've got so many men that are bowling.
Yeah.
We were almost at capacity this year, and it keeps growing. So, it keeps growing.
Yeah.
But it is nice to have one squad, everybody on one squad, for just an equity standpoint, because everybody's on the same squad. Breakdown. You don't have to worry about having a loaded squad and a weaker squad. And
I would definitely like to just continue to see it. All the girls bowl at the same time, all the guys bowl at the same time. That would definitely be the most fair by far.
And Brianna strikes out in the 10th for 269. That'll put her at plus 118.
Yep.
So would you prefer that it all stay one squad, even if it meant 6 on a pair?
Actually, I would, just because, like I said, it would. Everybody's going to see the same transition, at the same time, where you don't get situation where you see the people in the morning, oh, they're playing the lanes here, and it wasn't very good, so you might get the B squad might come out playing a little differently, and then you get a different transition, and actually the 6 on a pair actually really doesn't bother me that much. I mean, it does make for a pretty long day, but that's the only bad thing about it. It didn't make for a really long day. But
you're probably looking at 5.5 hours to bowl, I would guess.
Yeah. I mean, at 6 games at least, it might not be that bad. Like I said, but yeah, the old 9, that was oof. That was unforgettable. That's for sure. So.
Brittany Hamilton finished with 237. Valerie Riggin with 214, and Aaron Brown had 124 as Game 4 comes to a close. And JJ, you are certainly welcome to stay, but I'll understand if you have other matters to attend to, like eating cookies or delivering cookies.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about priorities here. You gotta stay in your routines. But actually, there's somebody I'm looking for here, and wanted to talk to me about patterns and stuff like that. So.
Well, you would be the man to talk to about those things. That's for sure.
I don't know about that.
You know more than just about anybody.
I don't know about that, but
if they need to talk to you about how to fix a lane machine, you can do that too. Right?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. There are definitely much more qualified people at Kegel for that than I am. But
lane machines, patterns, you got it all figured out.
I don't know.
You're a bowling genius. You're a bowling savant. That's what we'll go with.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Just keep the cookies away, all right?
Yeah, okay, all right. Let's say I still have another whole cookie here if you'd like there, Lucas. You sure that?
I'm good. I'm on a diet. I'm trying to drop a few pounds.
All right, that's okay.
Had Thanksgiving, then when I went to Europe on vacation for 2 weeks, then had Christmas, and you can only imagine it was disastrous. In terms of the weight gain potential.
Okay. So the holidays, you really mailed it in over the holidays.
Oh, yeah. I was like a bear packing on the pounds for winter, ready for hibernation.
Exactly. Well, you might have a little time after this, so just maybe taking a little nap there for a long few days or so.
Exactly, yeah. All right, JJ, thanks for stopping in, John Janowitz. Congratulations on the good bowling, and keep it up tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be talking to you again tomorrow night.
Great.
All right.
Yep, thanks again, Lucas.
JJ.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
See you later. Mm-hmm. John Janowitz sitting in here for us for a little bit here. It's always nice to have a guest to join us. Double J is going to go off and watch some of the other bowling. And yes, Jackie, you are aware that the Day 2 stats for the men are actually Day 1, Day 2. They're working on figuring that out. Again, it's kind of beta mode, doing some testing with the stats and stuff. So they're working on that stuff. Maybe a while before they get that worked out. But we've got 2 more games left. And coming on to the featured pairs, this game, Kayla Bandy, Kayla Johnson, and Courtney Schultz. They're about to start on 53 and 54. On 51 and 52, Rachel Sather, Elise Bolton, and Anna Marie Gross. So about to get started with game number 5, right on schedule. Here we've got probably about an hour of bowling to go. 2 more games for you. Kayla Bandy shot 221 last game, puts her at plus 106. So she's right up there near the top of the leaderboard for today. Although I think she just got jumped by Brianna Caldwell after she shot that big score. Shot 269 last game on the featured pair. Becky trying to figure out if she wants to stay up longer and watch the final 2 games. I know it's pretty late for you out there in England, but feel free to stick with us. And if you can't, you can always watch the recorded version of the live streaming a little bit later here on our YouTube channel. And by the way, Becky, I bet you already are, but if you're not a subscriber to our channel, go ahead and click subscribe here on this page, and you can set it up so you can get an email alert, and it will send you an email as soon as the live stream archive is available. So the archive footage, as soon as that becomes available, it'll send you an email. Kayla Bandy double to start. Kayla Johnson with the split. You hear some noise or notice the camera shaking. It's because they're doing some maintenance work on the bleachers here up on the platform. Just try to ignore that if you can. Kayla trying to keep it perfect here, and it's 3 for 3 so far. Good start this game for Kayla. Looks like she's got it going on this squad. Plus 106 for the first 4 games. And it's an average of about 226 and a half a game. Courtney Schultz getting ready to step up here, working on a double. She leaves the 10-pin on that shot. At least Bolton had the front 3 before she left that 10 pin. Anna makes her 10. Flip over, and Kayla Bandy had the front 3, left a 2 pin. This is game number 5 of 6, about halfway through game 5 right now. Elise made her 10 pin. Elise right up there near the top of the point standings going into that 4th game, but she only shot 173 last game, so that dropped her down, I would assume. Nice shot there from Kayla Johnson. She's got a great game. Always have been a big fan of the way she throws the ball. Very strong, powerful game. Kayla Bandy. Another strike for her. That's 4 out of 5 to start this game. Oh, nice washout conversion there for Anna. Good shot by Kayla. She's really bowling well. About halfway through game number 5 here, a little past the halfway point of this game. Game and a half to go. Elise Bolton missed a single pin in the 5th, And rebounds with a strike here at the 6th. Rachel Sather up now. Leaves the 6-10. Spare's good. And Kayla, first, I guess, subpar shot of the day, although I don't think it was terrible. 2-8-10, just a bit right. Leads to her first open on our featured pair. And 154 in the 7th for her. Kayla Johnson, 8th frame, working on a strike here. Kayla's minus 73 today, so she's not having a great day, but brings a 10 there. At least trying to get a double on the board. She leaves a 7. A 7-10 split now for Kayla Bandy on that right lane. Will look like a pretty good shot, and it looks like it's going to be back-to-back opens. So we're just kind of moving along here, finishing up this 5th game of the women's 2nd round. 3rd round starts tomorrow morning. Bright and early, 8 a.m. Pacific time. 11 a.m. Eastern. And here all day again tomorrow, as well as Sunday and Monday. The women will kick things off in the morning with the first squad. And the men will bowl the afternoon squad tomorrow. Rachel Sather here, 8th frame, working on a strike. Turns it into a double. She's got a pretty good game going here. She can She's on pace to shoot a little over 200, maybe 220. Kayla. There's a good shot. She wasn't going to leave a split on that one. She looked pretty determined. Courtney Schultz with the 10-pin in the 9th. Linda has a question about the results. Wants to know why some youth bowlers are marked with a Y and some a JR. The ones that are marked with a Y are eligible to make Junior Team USA. The ones that are marked with a JR are already on Junior Team USA for 2013 because of the Junior Gold. And so they cannot occupy one of the automatic spots. So that's why it's important to know that. Because the top 2 boys, top 2 girls get spots on Junior Team USA automatically. And then the selection committee is going to pick 2 more boys, 2 more girls from either this field, or they can go back and look at Junior Gold top 16 and pick from there. I should say the finals field from Junior Gold. So that's why those things are marked that way. Hope that helps you out, Linda. Kayla Johnson is not related to Liz Johnson. Kayla trying to cover up this 410. She'll take one of them in the 10th here and shoot 175 for Kayla Johnson. Kayla Bandy, 10th frame, gets the first one. She looks a little relieved about that. And she can still get to 223 this game. And yes, Chad, this is Lucas talking, Lucas Wiseman. And for those of you who may be just tuning in, you're watching live coverage of the Team USA Trials, the women's 2nd round, Sunset Station. Bowling on Beijing, 35-foot pattern. See Kayla Bandy coming up on the right side of your screen here. And this is her 2nd shot in the 10th. And she nails it for a strike. Courtney Schultz, 10th frame, max score 205. And leaves 10-pin. Kayla stuffs a 4-pin on her fill ball, 222. That'll put her at plus 128, it looks like, for the day, with 1 game to go. Rachel Sather strikes again. That's 4 in a row for her, and that'll put her in the 230s, a chance to get into the 240s if she can strike on the 2nd shot in the 10th. Elise Bolton is going to shoot 216. Chad wants to know if we'll be broadcasting in Reno this year. Matt Cannizzaro will be out in Reno at the Open Championships and the Women's Championships. I'll go out to bowl, and I'll actually be out there for the opening of the tournament as well. But other than that, Matt should pretty much have it under control, I think. 234 for Rachel Sather. Anna Marie Gross going to finish at 184 this game. As we are moving right along, pretty quick pace here this afternoon on this women's squad. So game number 5 is completed. Game 6 will be starting in just a moment. Wait for the names to move and the players to come on to the featured pairs for the final game of the night. As you can see, we've gotten started with game number 6. And on the featured pairs, we've got Ashley Cooley, Natalie Jimenez, and Grace Hall. 51 and 52, Brandy Stevens, Samantha Kelly, and Gabriella Mayfield. Mayfield up here in the second frame, working on a spare. Puts a strike on the board. Grace Hall going to be up on the right lane in a second, but Ashley Copley up now. There's Grace coming into the picture. There's Grace working on an open frame. She's plus 21 today, so pretty good day so far for Grace on the short pattern. Danielle McKeown was still leading after 4 games on this squad. Again, the competition will continue tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern, right here on Bowl TV with the women's third round. The Middle Bowl in the afternoon tomorrow. We're in the fourth frame, just wrapping up the fourth frame here of Game 6, our final game of the night. Things are starting to come to a close here. Some pairs are already starting to wrap up this last game, looks like. See one pair that's in the 8th frame down there. Well, I think I see one pair that might have just finished game number 5 down there. Names still haven't moved on a couple of the pairs, so maybe a little bit before standings are updated. But once they are, you can always find them. On bowl.com. Fifth frame for Grace Hall, looking for a double here. It's a good shot. Deandra Esbady is right off to the right of our featured pairs here, and she sits at plus 20 today. She got plus that last game when she shot 233, it looks like. So Deandra starts double, open double this game. Yeah, some of the pairs still finishing game number 5 down on the middle of the house, it looks like. So it'll be a few minutes before updated scores come in. But just a reminder again, you can find them online. bowl.com/Team USA Trials once they become available. And that's where you'll be able to find the final standings at the end of the day here as well. Gabriella Mayfield shooting the 2.58 here in the 6th. She's plus 6 today. Although that plus is in jeopardy here. Might be headed the wrong direction this game. 102 in the 6th. So she's got some work to do if she wants to keep that plus number for the day. Natalie Jimenez split in the 7th, so she's got 130 in the 7th frame here in this last game. Mayfield, 7th frame. She puts a strike on the board. Oh, Natalie misses the 10 pin. Randy Stevens comes up light, 2-4-5 in the 8th. Grace Hall trying to make it 5 in a row and leaves the 10 pin standing. Jimenez almost left a 6-8. She visibly frustrated out there. Chris Uffman wants to know if Grace bowls for a college. Yes, she does. She bowls for Central Oklahoma. Well, just about done for the day, folks. Things finishing up 15 or 20 minutes earlier than I might have expected. Good pace of play here tonight for the women. Once again, if you want to find the final standings for today, you'll be able to get those on bowl.com/Team USA Trials. You can also click the link below the video you're watching for the results. Take you right to it. You can sign up for the email updates, and they'll email you right when the final results come out. Hangin wants to know what college Grace Hall bowls for. Central Oklahoma. That's in the Edmond, Oklahoma area near Oklahoma City. So we're starting the 10th frame now. So after 5 games on this squad, Danielle McEwen leads at plus 153. Kayla Bandy in second, plus 128. Missy Parkin is fifth at plus 105. Brianna Caldwell is fourth at plus 102. Amanda Fry fifth at plus 98. Camila sixth, plus 87. Brittany Hamilton plus 84. Jackie Carbonetto plus 75. Leah Hayworth plus 62. And Elise Bolton plus 53. $169 for Ashley Copley on our featured pair here. $177 for Natalie Jimenez. We'll watch Grace Hall here for a shot in the 10th. Good one. Grace can still get to 223 this game. That would help her out a lot. It would double her plus score and move her up the standings more than likely. Damien wants to know, how many balls are you allowed to have? As many as you want. This is our final game. Final frame, actually. Gabriella Mayfield, strike for a shot in the 10th. She can still get to 190 this game. Samantha Kelly shot 179. Brandy Stevens going to shoot 171 here if she strikes on the fill. Here's Grace Hall, second shot in the 10th. Another good shot. 3 in a row, and that'll put her in the 220s. Brandy finishes at 170. Again, don't forget to join us right here tomorrow morning. At 8 a.m. Pacific time. Grace left the split there on the fill, so 219 for her. She finishes the day at plus 40. So a good day for her. And here's our final shot of the day on our featured pairs. It's always nice to go out with a strike there. 190 for Gabriella Mayfield. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back with you again bright and early tomorrow morning. In the meantime, keep an eye out on bowl.com for those updated standings once they come out. And if you want to sign up for the email notifications, please do so. Bowl.com/Team USA Trials. Click on the results link, and you can sign up to get the email results as soon as those results are done. So we will see you guys back here first thing tomorrow morning. Have a good night, everybody.